want to do now is look at the alternate data streams. Remember, up until Windows 7, Microsoft never really paid too much attention to them. They still exist in the NTFS file system, but there's certain tricks and stuff you can do with them even though they stop the executable. What you can do is store information there. That's what information hiding is about. Once you get on the server, where do I put some of that stuff that I can come back and retrieve later? So the simplest way to create a file from a command prompt is copycon for copy console. And then give it a file name. So we'll call it test.txt. Make sure you copycon, not copycont. Control Z and the file is copied. So now if I do a dir of test.txt, what's the size of test.txt? It is 0 bytes. Okay? So now if I go into my Explorer and I go into my root drive and there's my 0 byte file. Well, if I right click it, properties, and I go summary, now what I can do is add information or characteristics about the file so I don't have to remember the file name. So what can I add? I can add some keywords. So I just put in some characters for the keyword here. And then what I do is I click on apply, click on OK. And now look, we'll refresh to make sure. But what's the size of the file? The file is still 0 bytes. What about if we do a dir? The remaining file space on the hard drive has changed, but the size of the file is still 0 bytes. So what that means is in Microsoft Windows, no tools are tracking the size of the alternate data stream. They're only going to show the size of the primary data stream. Well, when Microsoft first was told about that, they pretty much said, well, no big deal. Can't do anything with it. Then we says, well, like hackers do, let's see if we can store information there other than just text files. So we used the calculator because we like to pick on the calculator. And we do an output redirector, test.txt, and the way we actually get to the stream is : shows the alternate data stream. So what we're doing here, we're taking the output of the calculator and inserting it into our alternate data stream. And now when we do our dir, our hard drive space has shrunk again. But again, our file size is still 0 bytes. So when this was brought to the attention of Microsoft, we asked, why can you put executable files or machine code or binary code, why can you put code like this in an alternate data stream? They didn't really care too much of it because their quote was, well, yeah, but you can't execute it. And at the time, they were correct. So we put our heads down, and what do hackers do? We go back and we try harder. And what we did is we tried harder. And we tried harder doing and learning how to execute it with Microsoft's own command. So what we do is we do a start, and when you do that, that's because we're in the actual oh, it's test. Typo. I was like, ah. I'll get it right sooner or later. There we go. And there's the calculator. Now, what happens is I can have as many of these alternate data streams as I want. So we'll do it again. So if I go in here and I make this a 2, I make it a 3, and now I start a 2, and I start a 3, I've just executed code from a text file. For all intents and purposes, when you look at a dir, which we'll do here momentarily, so I look at dir, That's still a 0-byte file, but stored inside that file is 3 copies of the calculator program. So what we've done is we've stored executable code in an alternate data stream. So from our red team hacking, if we get on a machine and we can't do a whole lot, or we just want to exploit the box and get out, we can actually create an alternate data stream and store information there that we can come back and later retrieve, because we're the only ones that know it's there. It's also a good place to hide information on your machine. If other people use your machine, it will prevent them from knowing what's in that machine. Looks like a normal text file. When you open it in Windows, does it work like a text file? It works like a text file. Can I store information? Yes. And I save it. Now it will have some size. So when I go out to my DIR, now it's got 16 bytes in it because I typed characters in it. But did it do anything to my code in the alternate data stream? So what I do is I just want to start it up again, and we'll start number 1 again. Always remember to make it look in the current directory. And remember to call it the right name of the file. There. Now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 calculators running. dir test.txt. Test.txt is a text file. It has text in it, but it also has all these calculator processes in it. In fact, if we go into Task Manager and we bring up Task Manager, we see all these calculator programs running. And in the process table, we see they're running, and now at least Microsoft gives us this capability. We see they're running as a alternate data stream, because we got test.txt :1, :1, :2, :3, whatever we call the executable, and that is actually showed in Task Manager. But it's not shown if we go and look at the file in Microsoft's own tools. So a dir of test.txt shows us it's 16 bytes now, but it doesn't show us all these executable programs we've put in test.txt. So what we can do is we can hide information there, and it looks like a innocent text file. All NTFS files and folders have alternate data streams. So I can store an alternate data stream in any file or any folder. So what's a good one to use on a system? Windows System 32. Take the System 32 folder, put some alternate data streams on it, and then no one can actually do anything except for either echo a null to it or delete it. But most cases, people are not going to look for an alternate data stream on the Windows System 32 folder, and you'll go undetected in most cases. And this concludes the demo of alternate data streams.